So look what actually finally showed up today. This is the ROG Xbox Ally X, and this is my latest handheld PC. And I won't be getting the Legion Go 2 as of right now. Why not when I'm supposed to be covering all of these handhelds? Well, they're expensive. $1350 really hurts my heart, which is sad because I really love my original Legion Go and I would have loved to get this new one, but $1350? Not that this is that much better. I mean, this is an $1,000 Xbox. Single-handedly the most expensive gaming tech that I own right now. Or just, that's one device. I'm not going to count my desktop PC because sure, that's expensive, but that's like multiple components that I bought individually and put together myself. This is just one product right here. $999 for the ROG Xbox Ally X. Is it worth it? That's something that you kind of just have to ask yourself based on how you play your game. Someone that likes to play on a big TV or sit at a desk, probably not worth it for them. But for someone that's traveling or just enjoys playing games laying down or in bed or in common spaces in their home when they're spending time with their family or whatever, sure. Anyway, shout out to the FedEx guy that waited like 10 minutes or something for me to go outside and sign for this thing, because normally when I require a signature for a package, there have been a lot of times where they just leave it there anyway, or I can sign digitally. This one did not let me sign digitally. This one actually required me to sign in person, and they actually waited for me to go out there. They didn't just throw it on the floor and call it a day, which is pretty nice considering the price of this thing. I would have hated to just have this thing thrown at the front of my house. So for reference, I brought out my original ROG Ally box. Why is the box so much bigger for this new one? Like, look at this. I was actually a day one ROG Ally owner, and those of you that have been here a while have probably seen the vlog where we go to Best Buy and pick it up. Really fun time, exciting new device. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for this one as well. Like Pandora's box, dude, holy. Man, why does that smell so good? That new tech smell. They done did it again. They gave us a piece of cardboard as a stand. Isn't that something? Stand. This looks pretty high tech, man. Shall we do the honors? This thing's a little beefy, man. Is there anything else in the box before we get to the actual thing? A lot of people were asking if this thing came with a charger. The answer is yes, it actually does come with a brick. How do we unwrap this thing? There we go. Does it feel like $1,000 yet? Maybe. I don't know. It feels less plasticky and cheap than the original Ally did to me in the beginning. There was probably a better way for me to get there. We go. Hold on, man. Are my hands small? Or is the device big? No, I'm just not used to it. But the sticks, man. I think it's finally done. I think the days of not being able to move properly in FPS games on handheld devices, those days might be over. We've got real analog sticks on this thing, and they feel so good. And the grips themselves, I like this, man. Well, obviously it's heavier than the Switch 2, but look, the Switch 2 is flat, gets uncomfortable to hold. And here is my original ROG Ally. You can see just how much slimmer this one is. And with that, it doesn't have the same grip, man. Look at the grippage. That is amazing. Here they are, profile. Boom. Screens are apparently exactly the same. So we've got the same screen on both of these, but honestly, it's not really that bad of a thing. Sometimes, and there have been times, where as much as I love my Legion Go's giant screen, I don't feel like carrying that giant heavy thing or taking it with me to certain places, and I've picked my Ally over the Legion Go in certain scenarios based on the weight and the screen size and all of that. So sometimes it's nice having the smaller screen. Now overall, if it's my only, like if I had to pick just one handheld, I would pick one with a big screen, but that's just me. Now this thing literally looks like what people would have thought an Xbox 720 would have looked like during the Xbox 360 era. It just doesn't feel real, but here we are. We have an Xbox branded handheld. I mean, it's ASUS and Xbox, and it's also not a handheld console specifically meant for Xbox games. It is a handheld PC. So for all of the confusion out there, this is a computer. The same way you would buy a laptop or a desktop computer with Windows on it, this is a Windows PC. As much as people love SteamOS, unfortunately, there are a lot of games that I want to play that I can't play on there. I couldn't play Battlefield 6. I can't play Skate. I can't play Call of Duty. I can't play Destiny 2. There's just a lot of games. Me personally, I'm a multiplayer guy. If I can't play my multiplayer games on the better OS, well, I'm going to have to switch over to Windows and use that because it actually allows me to play the games. And now with this device, not only am I able to play the games, but it should be a lot more comfortable to play the games that I like to play on this device just because of the form factor, the actual Xbox analog sticks and controls. I cannot wait to try this. So up top we've got two USB-Cs. One of these is the Thunderbolt 4, I think, port. I don't know if it's 4 or 5. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 4 for eGPU setups. And we got a headphone jack, which I haven't used a headphone jack actually now that I'm thinking about it in a very long time. We've got the power button. We've got vents all up on the back and the top here. No vents on the bottom. We've got our SD card slot up top, and if you guys remember, my original Ally, the SD card reader got fried. It was an issue that a lot of original Ally owners were having. Their SD card reader was just getting too hot, and it was ruining people's SD card. Hopefully nothing like that happens here. Let's have a smooth sailing experience, fingers crossed. While that's updating, here's a quick look at the just different sizes next to other handhelds. This is the original ROG Ally. Here it is next to the Steam Deck, and lengthwise these are pretty similar. I can't tell right away. Yep, it's definitely heavier than the Steam Deck, it feels like. And the Steam Deck is just still one of the most comfortable, if not the most comfortable handheld. There's something about its form factor that I absolutely love. I don't know if they just have the best ergonomics for like the grips and the stick placement and everything. It just feels amazing. I would have to use this for a more extended amount of time to really tell, but I still feel the Steam Deck is the most comfortable handheld. For like less demanding games, indie games, or just, you know, things that the Steam Deck can handle well, I'd still like to play on here. It still feels really good to hold in hand, so I wouldn't mind playing some of those lower end games on my Steam Deck even still. And then of course we have my favorite, the Lenovo Legion Go, this giant Lego brick, which is ironic because Legion Go for short, we all call it Lego. It literally feels like a giant Lego. Like I said, this is one of my favorite devices due to its ginormous screen. I wish the controls felt better, less cheap, less light, and just more comfortable because this digs into my palms. I hope that's not an issue that I run into with this device as much. It doesn't seem like it will be because it's not eating into my palm. But due to that issue, I am heavily considering getting the new Legion Go 2 controllers for my original Legion Go. You know, now looking at the Switch 2 screen, I would have liked to at least have seen an upgrade in screen size for the Xbox Ally X, even to the size of the Switch screen, or the Switch 2 screen. And it doesn't have to be like Legion Go big, but this is a good size right here. I feel like that would have been pretty awesome to see, at least some kind of screen upgrade. Because, you know, just paying that hefty price tag and just having the same screen, I think that's the thing that's bothering me the most right now about this entire thing. Controls-wise and performance-wise, I think I'll be pretty happy with that. But any kind of little upgrade to the screen would have been cool. So we're finally in. This is what it looks like. This is the Xbox full screen experience. This is a nice little menu here. I do have to learn all of this stuff still. Armory Crate and Steam right here. Does it let me actually log into Steam? Steam's already on here. That's actually pretty cool. I would think that I would have to download Steam from scratch, but it gives us the option to download it off, right out the gate. I don't even have to go on a browser or anything, which is pretty cool. So pretty sweet. Less than a 3-minute process to get Steam up and going. Someone that doesn't know about Windows would have probably went into desktop and been like, okay, where's Steam? And then they have to actually go on a browser and then download Steam and do all of that. So this is obviously way more user friendly. They just need to continue on this path and make a Windows handheld experience that facilitates everything for everyone. It's even like the newest person that's never turned on a computer before. Skate's already 42% complete. Okay, I'm liking the download speeds as well. I mean, I have good internet, but this is actually going pretty quick. This looks amazing. And the sticks feel normal. That's the craziest part about this. Analog sticks that feel normal on a handheld. And this is a great game to get a sense of how similar it feels to a real controller because it uses the stick so much to do the tricks. And it feels just like an actual Xbox controller as far as the sticks go. That's amazing. I for sure can see a significant improvement over this game's performance on my Legion Go. It feels pretty darn good. I've resorted to playing at 30 FPS on there, so just because I feel like the game has like an auto frame gen setting in background or something where it causes everything to go in slow motion. Haven't seen that happen here, which is great. And it just looks really crispy, really clean. Love the colors. This looks pretty good for an LCD panel still. And I'm just mainly impressed by the feeling of the controller itself. I think that's where this thing shines the most. Yeah, I need to download more games on here for sure. And just see what it feels like, what it runs like on a lot of my favorite games. Especially the shooters. I'm really excited to see how those do and see how I do with using these controls, which feel so much better than every other handheld that I've tried. Pretty awesome. Look at me. Command Center had a baby with Microsoft. That's what this looks like. We got performance, turbo, silent, Windows. Okay. Profiles. Nice. All our quick settings. 1080p resolution right now. 720. 900. Real quick before I go, near future games that you will likely see me play on this device include, but are not limited to, Borderlands 4, Battlefield 6, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, even though I'll reserve my feelings about that game for a later time. Maybe I'll try Black Ops 6. Shoot, maybe I'll try Black Ops 1 on here. Can't forget the finals. And on that same note, we can't forget Arc Raiders, which is the game I'm probably most excited for this entire year. Shout out to Embark Studios for crafting up what is shaping up to be, or what looks to be, a masterpiece of a game. I just can't wait to play that. And if that feels any good on handheld, I might be doing raids just laying in bed and looting and doing all of that just right here on this thing. And I can't get over how good these sticks feel. This might be the first time I don't rush to put on analog stick covers or grips or something like that. But yeah, I'm really excited for Arc Raiders, and I'm really excited to just play a lot of games on this machine in general. Hopefully you found this video informative or entertaining, and if you're looking forward to me covering this device in the future, just stick around. I will definitely be showing this device a whole lot more. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. And honestly, I'm really excited to play a lot of games on here simply for like the actual...
Set up your device using a screen reader. Turn on narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter. For more accessibility features, press Windows plus U.